You want the best for your child. K-12 can help them gain the skills they need to reach their full potential while giving you the support you need to get them there. K-12-powered schools are tuition-free, accredited online public schools for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their state-certified teachers make online learning interactive and engaging, allowing your child to learn at their pace from the safety of home. Join the more than 3 million families who've chosen K-12. Go to k12.com/podcast today to learn more. That's k12.com/podcast.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers comprehensive auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus, benefits like 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything, from making the claim through the repair process to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value, free.
Visit EnduranceWarranty.com for your fast free quote today. That's EnduranceWarranty.com.
Hello, kitties. This is your Domi, the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to Slasher Radio.
Welcome to Slasher Radio with the host Mikey Bones, Rob Humphrey, and no Cat Valorian this week, Rob.
I know, no Cat again this week. I am very excited though, Mikey.
Why are you excited?
After having listened to last week's episode, we are now officially allowed to say and I didn't know that. And I can only assume if we can say we can say
Okay, hold on a second. No, we're not allowed to say. Here's what happened. What had happened was, right? I have found it completely enjoyable. This is just going to be a bleep flash out of the rip, I guess. 2 Rob, 1 me, because I'm about to. I really enjoy saying, "Oi." So shout out to Tim Davis from last week, who was a guest on the show, Dummies of Horror. Everybody go check out his podcast, all horror stuff as well. Our local Australian. Actually, that's not true. You coined a phrase, the little Australian girl. In our Discord recently.
Yeah, but Tim is not a little Australian girl.
Tim is a big Australian burly man. But yeah, we've got an influx of Australians lately, man. What the hell's going on?
I don't know. It's weird.
But anyway, what had happened was last week, as you guys remember, drink roll call from last week, I was double fisting Australian drinks, and them shits were strong. So I had forgot to note, usually when the recording process, I'll note if anything needs to be changed or if anything happens, then I'm going to have to go back and look into in editing. And usually I'll note, like I just had to do, if there's bleeps so that later on I can go back and look at it. I was finishing up the show at around 2:00 in the morning-ish or so. And Mikey got tired of looking for sitting in a Discord call because I forgot to note it. And I was able to find one because I remembered when I said one of them. I'm like, man, I said that a lot later on. I'm like, yeah, whatever. The editing software that is used creates a transcript. I was like, I could just search and, no big deal. And, I'll figure it out later. Yeah, no, apparently the editing software doesn't like the word and it did not label it at all in the transcript. So I was like, fuck, man. And I'm sitting there in Discord scrolling through this 2 hour, however long the episode was. And I said to whoever I was in Discord with, I'm like, bro, it's almost 2:00 in the morning and I'm sitting here looking for. And they said, what? I said, yeah, this is my life right now. So Mikey got tired of looking for is what happened. And yeah, a couple of them went. And honestly, I feel like if it's in the term of oi, it's not that bad.
All right.
It's kind of like when Bobby got away with saying, or no, how did he say it? I forget how he said. Yeah. So, 3. All right. This is what my life has turned into. I'm keeping track of. Yeah. So yeah, a couple of them went through. Don't get used to it.
No, I heard it and I was like, all right, I guess we're allowed to say now.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go back and calculate the bleeps. I'm not going to have a live update on the bleep sheet for 2025. But yeah, that was the talk of Twitter for a little bit this week that got through. Yeah, that was my bad. But again, if it's in the oi form, I feel like it's not that bad.
All right.
No. Nonetheless, honestly, I like the shows that start off with just a ton of fucking bleeps.
Get them out of the way early.
Just start off with a ton. All right, we have a Patreon pick this week. We're going to have to go through all the Patreon stuff because Rob doesn't know how to work the Patreon. We will be getting to drink roll call. We have some messages in the mailbag, and then we will get to this week's movie topic, Laid to Rest.
Yeah.
First, what?
Yeah, Laid to Rest.
Yeah. Laid to Rest. I've been drinking drink roll call. Let's get to it because, all right, Rob, am drinking, and it sounds simple, but I might have done fucked up a little bit. I'm drinking cherry Pepsi and vodka.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of vodka in this thing.
All right. Man, that doesn't sound too bad, I guess.
It's good. It's Pinnacle vodka. And I had some cherry Pepsi and I've been doing the cranberry and vodka, but I've been doing that a little bit lately. So I was like, you know what, man, I've been eating this cherry Pepsi for some reason. So I threw some vodka in and here we go.
All right, cool. I woke up 15 minutes before we started recording, so I'm drinking cheer wine.
Robert Hump.
It's got wine in the title.
But there's no wine in the drink.
No, there's no wine in the drink. But it is cheer wine. So, you know.
Yeah. And last week I was drinking ginger beer. That one didn't do shit for me.
Yeah, no, I woke up from a nap and I was like, I don't feel like drinking right now, you know.
Nap. Oh, so you done fucked up, huh?
Pretty bad.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, interesting. All right. We have a lot going on, though. So even before we get to the mailbag, what can we go through? Okay. Very important. Muy importante. Slashies next week.
Yeah.
Yes. Slashies next week. The following week after that, night 1 and night 2 of the Slashies. Night 1, we will be doing video games and series. And then night 2, we will be doing the community show awards along with the big one, the movies.
Yeah.
So that's really big. Also in the description of this episode, also on our Twitters and Blue Skies and everything else, you will see the link to go and vote for the Slashies. That is out already. That's another reason you should be following us on our social medias and everything else. Patreon also, where you can go and vote for movies, video games, series. Everything's on there. The turnout that we've had this year, we've bitched several Slashies in a row. This is the 4th annual Slashie too, by the way. 4 years in a row.
So 3 years in a row, we've bitched about the turnout for the voting.
Can't do that no more.
No, people heard us.
Yeah.
And we still got a week to go.
We have about, I can't math right now. Numbers are hard.
It's over 10 times the turnout that we've had in the past.
I was going to land around 5, but yeah, 10 sounds about yes, 10 times what we've done before. So that's pretty damn nice. So yeah, you'll be able to go and vote. Please go and vote. Even though we've had a good turnout, doesn't mean we don't want to hear from you and it can't be better. So, and as we've said before, if you don't vote, you can't bitch.
That's right.
End of story.
And we know you're going to bitch, so just go vote.
You're going to bitch. So if you didn't vote, we're not going to listen to your bitching. We don't care. So make sure you go and get your bitch card. You got to go and vote. And plus, like, that's the fun part, man. Like, go interact with the show and give us, like, when we do things like this, the better turnout means we want to do these things more and we're able to do these things more. If you're just going to listen and you're not going to interact with the things that we do, we're not going to want to do them because then we're just doing them for us and we're just listening to ourselves talk about it. Right. So make sure you go vote. The more you guys get involved, the better it is for us, the more it allows us to do.
I saw my friends at the Friday Nightmares podcast release their award show this week. And I was like, well, they think they were going to be the last ones to do it, but nobody procrastinates like Slash Radio.
That is correct. That's one thing. If anyone thinks they're going to out procrastinate, they got another fucking thing coming. All right. We will push things back like you couldn't fucking imagine. We planned another thing that we're going to be releasing. Podcast time is in the future, so I'm doing a little math here in my head. Okay, tomorrow, by the time this episode comes out tomorrow, I've also been kicking around Thursday release for that thing, Rob, that we did with, yeah. So either today or tomorrow, you might get it a little early. Patrons will get it early. Yeah. So patreon.com/radio. We did a horror Royal Rumble. What would you coin it, Rob?
The Horror Rumble.
The Horror Rumble.
Yeah.
So we got on WWE 2K. We set a Royal Rumble of 30 and we changed them all out with horror villains and we just watched the magic happen. Rob, I, and a friend of the show, patron of the show as well, Leo, we commentated the bad boys. So we were like the King, Jim Ross, old school Vince McMahon, Jim Cornette of that bad boy. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And I urge you guys, like a lot of people, we talk about it a lot. The YouTube community and the show community have kind of divided. And we're doing our best right now to kind of blend those two as much as we can.
It would be nice to kind of merge the two together into one thing because it does feel like two separate entities.
Yeah. And if you just listen to the show, go check out the YouTube @/radio. Just search, it'll come right up. We really want to do more of these. Like there was a lot of fun to do. And the better the turnout, obviously, the more likely we are to do another one, or at least before next year. I don't know. We'll figure it out. If you guys like it, we'll do more of it in one facet or another.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Absolutely. So make sure you go check that out. That I'm really excited about that. Like that's something when we do these things, I don't think people understand. We really hope it does well.
Right. Yeah.
Views are great and all, like, and all that, intangible shit. And that's great. But honestly, so we can do it more is a lot of the reasoning behind it. Because if nobody watches it and the views aren't great, that tells us when we're looking at it, oh, nobody gave a shit about it. We're not going to do it again.
Right. Because it's time. I mean, it's a time commitment.
Yeah. And, to waste time, we spend that time trying to figure out something else to do. So, if you don't check it out, you don't know if you like it. We don't know if you like it. And I thought it was a lot of fun. So I really hope people go check that out. It was a blast. Leo's already ready to do it again.
Yeah.
He's ready to go. He's like, what are you guys going to do? I'm like, I don't know, Leo. We got to see.
It's not even out yet, Leo. Calm down.
If our last video has 2,000-3,000 views and this one has fucking 20, no, we're not doing it again. So yeah, make sure you check out our YouTube and our social medias. It's all over that stuff as well. So make sure you do that and let us know what you think and go vote on the slashies. That was a lot of shit.
It was.
Yeah, that was a lot of shit. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't know why. 917-397-KILL.
Trace the call. It's coming from inside the house.
It's 917-397-5455. You can leave a text message, a voicemail for the show. Another way you can leave messages for the show. We read them, discuss them, air them, play them, all that stuff on the show. Another way you can do that is on Patreon, patreon.com/radio. That has become increasingly popular throughout our mailbag stuff. Usually it was just text messages and voicemails, but now we're getting comments on the Patreon and we wanted to share them with the listener. I forgot to generate speech. That's embarrassing. So,
I can't believe you did that, you dumbass.
Yeah, I know. It's done already, so it's not that bad. And now I have to note, okay, forgot to hit jump. Yeah. These notes are always so stupid. Yeah. So, Ghostface does read all the text messages, any voicemails we do, just play them for the world to hear. So here we go.
Hello, hosts and listeners. Ghostface here with a few messages in the mailbag. First up, Harley Quinn commented on last week's Sexy Time with Rob Patreon show. She wrote, Roblox not Rolex LOL. You guys had me rolling on my way to work. We'll have to finish this later.
Do you remember this, Rob?
No. I know Roblox and Rolex are not the same thing. I know that.
Okay. What Harley is referring to is on the Patreon, certain tiers, you get an extra show every week. One of those shows, there's a variety of shows, a lot of horror, comedy horror. Some of it's just flat out comedy. And one of them is a doozy called Sexy Time with Rob,
which is just flat out horrific.
You were most excited to do that.
I was until we started doing it.
You were so excited, so annoying, so obnoxious about doing Sexy Time with Rob. And you got everything you were looking for and then some. So yeah, what it was supposed to be a dating advice show where people and our listeners would send in dating questions and Rob will answer them. it turned into just like, where can you shove what and how many of them can you shove? And there was a comment on there, I believe by Chris, EyeRChris. Where's my Chris button?
Hell of a deal.
Chris asked, he had something in there about getting a Rolex or something, and I was very confused. Apparently it said Roblox. Apparently Carly's seen the comment.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I did also tell Chris if he was giving out Rolexes that I would date him, so I guess that means me and Chris aren't dating.
You can get you a Roblox card.
No, I'm good. All right, my bad. Also, good to know that Harley, see, there you go. Harley letting us know that she enjoyed something. That's kind of what we were talking about before.
Yeah, it's nice. Unfortunately, you enjoyed the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And now Harley goes on a watch list.
I tell you all the time, man, the listeners like Sexy Time with Rob. It's painful for us to do, but they enjoy it for one reason or another. They enjoy it. All right. Let's see what else has Face got for us.
Harley Quinn commented on episode 294, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. P.S. Fuck you, Shark Fizzle. Harley wrote, "It sucks that Joss is such a prick. I eventually got into the show season 5 and then went back and watched all the seasons. I think the Angel comics were a lot better than the weird Buffy ones, to be sure."
Okay.
All right. Did you watch the show or read the comics or anything, Mike?
No, I didn't watch the show at all.
Oh, it's a very good show. I really enjoyed it. Although it is a show that for some reason they haven't really remastered or whatever. So when you watch it, it's kind of hard to watch because it still looks kind of shitty.
Is it on any streaming services?
It was somewhere. I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched it. At one point, it was on Netflix or something. And I did read some of the Buffy comics, but not that many of them. She's right. It was kind of weird. I didn't really watch Angel or read any of those comics, though. So I don't know about that.
You read Buffy the Vampire Slayer comics?
Mm-hmm. It's a really good show. I really liked it.
Yeah. Did you do it like in your bed with your Hello Kitty sheets or something? Like, what are you doing?
Come on.
Buffy's?
Come on. It's good stuff, man. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But I wasn't as into the comics. I read like some of them and then I kind of stopped.
All right. I obviously didn't like the movie, as you can go back and listen.
Sucks.
The movie sucked. I didn't watch the show, so like I didn't get the love, but I don't discredit because, you know, growing up, that's all I fucking heard about. And I've always been that kind of person, man. If I hear about something a lot, I don't know what it is about me. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Even to this day, I say it all the time with movies.
It's nothing like the movie. I can tell you that.
I've heard, but still, I just never. And then it got to a point where it's like, all right, well, I got to however age I was. Like, what am I going to go back and watch Buffy the fucking Vampire Slayer?
Well, I was in my 30s when I watched it.
Yeah, you might need to be on a list somewhere.
Maybe late 20s. I don't remember how old I was exactly. I was older. I had a child. No, I had to have been in my 30s because I had a child. So.
Holy shit. Harley didn't let us know what she thought about the movie, though.
No, that is true. She let us know what she thinks about Shark Fizzle, though. I appreciate that.
Fuck Shark Fizzle. It seems like the public consensus is that the show is great. Yeah, like I don't take anything away from that. Like anytime I hear someone talk about the show, 90-something% of the time it's positive. So like understood, Carly, I get it. And thank you for letting us know. But let us know what you thought about the movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you might be another Shark Fizzle. We don't know. It might be Shark Fizzle like undercover. Wouldn't that be a move?
I mean, it could be.
Harley, are you Shark Fizzle?
I mean, we don't know Shark Fizzle's real name. It could be Harley.
Could be. We don't know Harley's real name. I doubt it's Harley Quinn. Holy shit. We might be fucking on this over here, huh?
We're a couple levels deep on Harley's cover here. We don't know what's going on.
Holy shit. All right. Yeah. Let us know though, Harley, because it is kind of a hot topic on the show about the damn. Even Leah was the one that made us watch it, and even she didn't like it.
I know. Yeah.
Why do people not like movies and then make us watch it?
I don't know what that is. Actually,
really
you know what?
up.
I do know what that is. It's fun to listen to people suffer, I think, because I listen to other podcasts and I always try to get them to watch shit I don't like.
Fucked up. You're part of the problem.
Misery loves company.
Yeah, you are part of the problem. All right. We got a little bit more here.
Last message. Harley Quinn commented on episode 357, Terrifier 3. Harley writes, 2 and 3 are my favorite. 1 was interesting, but the whole lore with Sienna and everything. Now I'm doing it, huh?
Okay.
So what? I don't. What? No, one's not good.
One's good.
No, it's not good. And then 2 isn't good. And 3's mid.
You need to understand that you do not share the same thoughts and opinions on these movies as everybody else. You just need to come to terms with it.
I'm fine with that as long as everybody else understands they're wrong.
Rob, these are really fun movies. Like all the fucking movies that you go gung-ho over. The Sharks of the Corns, like all these stupid ass movies.
Those are good movies. Sharks of the Corn is great.
I can't believe you. All these movies that you swear are so good and you harp on how fun they are. For you to not like, all right, 1 understood. How do you not like Terrifier 2?
It's not good. We've talked about this to death. It's too long. It doesn't make any sense. It's a mess. It's a mess of a movie.
I understand. It was rhetorical. I do not want to hear you go on about fucking Terrifier again. Trust me. I understand. But at least Harley seems to be on the same side of things. And we kind of went over this with Kat not too long ago, where 1 is kind of an oddity at this point. And I think that's kind of interesting because it's rare that you see that. Like Friday the 13th has that, but it's super rare where the original isn't the one that's just gawked over. And in this case, it's the second one. But yeah, I mean, I'll never understand you, man, but I'm glad that Harley, because Carly's not. Carly is another one who's a newer patron, but she has voiced her displeasure for the Terrifier franchise. And dude, every time I hear it, I just can't wrap my head around it. Like, it's just one of those things where I don't understand what people don't like.
Because Carly's a real one.
Carly is a real one. You are 100% right. I feel like I'm supposed to snitch on Carly about something.
Uh-oh. What'd she do?
I don't remember.
Don't be acting crazy, Carly.
Okay, here's my message to Carly. I'm telling on you. Yeah, that's right. Carly likes the Conjuring movies.
For God's sake, Carly.
I forgot to say, when she said, hold on, let me see if I can read the message. This is kind of fucked up. I do like the Conjuring movies, but more in a nostalgia kind of way. Like when I'm sick and stuff, I'll watch the first one and the second one and nap and stuff. They're like comfort movies.
So
my response.
The Conjuring movies, like Conjuring 1 and Conjuring 2, those are fine. I don't have a problem with those movies. I like those.
You're wrong there. You're
it's
100%
all the
wrong.
other stuff I don't like.
I don't think we got into that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. If she's just talking about those first 2 Conjuring movies, that's fine. If it's Annabelle or The Nun or the La Llorona one, which they now say isn't part of the Conjuring universe, which makes no sense because it has the same characters and everything.
I'd back away from that too.
Yeah, you know, those dumbass movies, or the Conjuring 3, for God's sake, then she's wrong. But if it's just Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2, I'm fine with that.
No, you're wrong, dude. Those movies are bad. Honestly, I say it all the time. Like, I don't want to parrot it too much, but I don't like the movies themselves. Like, I don't like them. But what I hate even more is what those movies stand for. And those movies stand for just that jump scare era that they helped create. Insidious 2. Yes, Vivi, I'm talking to you. And I just don't like what these movies did to the horror genre. You look back at Halloween. Halloween changed the horror genre. Psycho as well. Nightmare on Elm Street kind of did the same thing too. Friday the 13th did it as well. Kind of like you could see a shift and people trying to, you know, emulate because those things did so well. And they positively changed the genre. Mm-hmm. Scream, another one. I don't remember if I said them or not. Because there was a drought and all that shit. And then the 90s, we had Scream, and then we had that wave of bad wannabe Scream movies. But still, like, a lot of those things that they did were good, and they carried on positively in the horror genre. Here, with The Conjuring and Insidious, it was just jump scares. And that carried on in the genre, and it fucking made... I hate it so much.
All right.
You can't disagree with that.
I don't disagree with that, but I still think the first 2 are good.
Son of a... Yeah, my response to that message that Carly sent me was a bunch of dots and then another message, I'm telling on you, period.
She's not in trouble for that, if that's what she meant. Now, again, if she meant all that other nonsense in the Conjuring universe, no, I won't tolerate that. Those movies are bad.
No, Carly, you're still wrong, though. You're agreeing with Rob again. This is bad.
You can never agree with me too much.
Hold on. Wait, my buttons. Holy shit. I'm getting button drunk.
Bullshit.
Yeah, no. Don't. All right. Well, that's it for the messages. The mailbag's been kind of light lately.
That was like the Harley edition.
Yeah, Harley, even in the Discord too. Like, we had a movie night. That might have been that's what I was forgetting earlier. We had a movie night as well in the Discord. And we watched Scary Movie 2, Rob. You happy about that?
I know. I was there. Good Lord. Sat there not laughing for 90 minutes.
We did have a good time though. Like, despite you hating the movie, I liked it. But, yeah, every week we're going to start doing horror movie nights again. We were trying to do that for a while and we're going to do it now. So, you can vote on any movie you want. Well, you can nominate it and then we have a vote and we watch the movie every week. And, then we watched Scary Movie 2 and Harley also, I almost forgot where I was going with the whole fucking thing. Harley is also super active in the Discord. So, but we like that. We need more people to be as active as Harley, as active as Harley. This is going to get difficult. We got Harley and Harley. But anyway, nonetheless, we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back with our movie discussion of the week, Laid to Rest. All right. Rob, we need to go through all the movies that didn't make it because you don't know how to use shit.
Here's what I maintain. I do not have access to the Patreon.
100%. Have access to them.
I don't think I do.
Remember how long you thought you didn't have access to the Portnoy sheet?
I think that you retroactively gave me access to the Portnoy sheet to make me feel stupid.
Incorrect. Anyway, first up is from Leah, Rob. You gonna say something nice about Leah real quick?
No, I'm not.
I'll shut up. Well, Leah put up Torso from 1973.
Oh, interesting pick. I've never seen that movie. It's supposed to be good.
I haven't seen it either, but Darth Gregor
Kick him right in the dick.
Put up, that is an excellent choice. Great job, Leah. If Greg likes it.
All right. Well, maybe it'll be good. Sometimes Greg's likes good stuff. Not often, but sometimes.
It's so rare, though. I don't know.
Very rare. Yeah, but sometimes.
I don't go into things thinking it's going to go well. Also,
I love it at Gabagool.
I kind of like that button. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Leah also said she's in her Giallo era. 2025 is a weird time for a Giallo era, Leah. But you know what? All right, fine. So, put up Blood-Sucking Bastards. And it's not the Tree movie, thank God. But I feel like I'm in that kind of time period of where he's not going to do it because it's right after the holidays but I'm soon going to be out of that. Like, I can't get comfortable now because that's when it hits me.
Yeah. My connection is dropping in and out like it used to do back in the day.
Oh no.
Which is a lot of fun. I missed, what did he nominate?
Blood-Sucking Bastards 2015.
Never heard of it. Don't know anything about it. I've heard of Blood-Sucking Freaks, but not Blood-Sucking Bastards.
No, I've heard of Blood-Sucking Bastards. I don't think I've ever watched it. Like, it definitely could have been one of those movies that was on and I just wasn't paying any attention to it.
I don't think I've ever seen it. Sounds generic and bad though.
Evan must find a way to stop the evil brewing amidst the cubicles at work. Okay, I haven't seen this. Rescue his workplace pals and win back his girlfriend before his life and career go from dead end to dead.
Yeah, all right. That last line of copy there didn't inspire a lot of confidence. I can tell you that.
I want to see. Okay, so this came out in 2015. Mayhem with Steve Yeun from The Walking Dead came out in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And the Belko Experiment, which we talked about on this show, I think Chris nominated that for a Patreon pick. That came out in 2016. So this might have been like maybe the start of that whole like cubicle office horror subgenre.
Maybe. I don't like most of those movies though.
I like Mayhem. You don't like Mayhem?
No, I don't think the Belko Experiment I think was just okay.
Belko Experiment was very mid.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? How do you not like, why are you always wrong? How do you not get tired of being wrong?
It's not good. That's all.
Damn it.
I mean, when you watch a movie, you think to yourself, is that good or not?
Tim Davis.
we shouldn't let him pick movies.
Tim put up Spontaneous.
Oh, he likes that movie a lot. I don't know. I've never seen it, so I'm not real sure what the hell it's about. I think it's about people spontaneously combusting or something.
Is it really?
I think.
I've never heard of it. I had no idea what it was. But you know what? Tim is my fellow Australian. He deemed me an honorary Australian, and I have to trust him. Which is
bullshit. I'm more Australian than you.
How?
I feel like I am.
That's bullshit. You know it. You're just jealous that I'm an Australian. I told that to the little Australian girl on Discord too. I told her too. She's jealous that I became an Australian. Yeah, I think that's a problem. He put up Mr. Crockett from 2014. I'm sorry, 2024.
Yeah, she's just being a pain in the ass. That movie looked dumb as hell.
Hold on. I gotta look this up now. What you mean to Carly? Oh.
Yeah. Now what you got to say? I didn't watch that one because it looks real stupid.
A mother embarks on a perilous quest to rescue her and her son from a demonic children's show host who is kidnapping kids. Holy shit. Sounds kind of interesting, actually. Oh, man, you might be wrong about this one.
Never happened before.
The nerve of you. Really? It's never happened before. Ever.
Never. Not one time. And where are my balls?
All right. Boy, here's Greg again. I got to navigate back to my Greg button.
I love it, gabagool.
Greg put up bodies again.
He's like, I admit, I admire the fact that he's sticking with it.
Do we do bodies with Greg one day?
I admire the fact that it's not winning, so we don't have to watch the movie too.
I know, but like, when this has happened before a couple of times, it's become a bit and all because it got ridiculous. Like, I kind of feel bad for him on this one, though. It's weird.
I don't know. Maybe at some point we'll do bodies with Greg.
Like, look, he put bodies. It's on Tubi. He did everything he was supposed to do. And then he even followed it up with one of these days it has to win, right? Motherfucker, man. He just wants us to talk about this movie. That's all he wants. Like, I feel bad. Weird to feel bad for Greg, though.
And it is weird to feel bad for Greg. And also, I'm not sure once he hears what we have to say, he's going to want to hear us talk about it.
Oh, he don't give a fuck. This is the thing. I was on Greg's Live today. TikTok, at Darth Gregor on TikTok. Horror Lives every Saturday night. So he was talking about, I don't remember what it was, but he said something about, it was something to do with Amber, who we love very much, Amber. I hope you feel better soon, Amber. And something about, if somebody said something about something she was doing that they would have to deal with him. And I was like, well, I don't care about that at all, but why do I still have to deal with you? And it didn't really give me a straight answer, which was bullshit.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
I feel like I got to deal with him a lot too.
Yeah, no. We're going to have a hot takes episode coming up, everybody. So hold on to your butts. We're all going to have to deal with Greg. You're welcome. All right. Amber put up Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2.
Nice pick. That is a real solid pick.
No, it's not, Amber. I love you,
haven't
Amber.
Even seen it. You don't know.
I've seen the first one.
But this one's much better. And the first one's already good.
I've heard that bullshit before with movies. And, I mean, Amber knows I don't like, so I mean, she knows, but she knows you like them. So all right. But Greg, it was also on here with the caveat that she is on the show, or so help you God, Michael. Oh, shit. So, understood. All right, fine. Let's say it right here, right now. If we ever do, and this is it, if we ever do Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, we have to have Amber on. And I feel like we also have to have Chris on because he was with the whole fucking first time I had to watch the first damn movie.
Yeah.
He kind of shoehorned himself in there as well.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, fair. There you go, Amber. See? There you go. I won't forget. No matter how drink roll call goes, I will not forget.
Now, the interesting thing to see when we do the episode with Amber and Chris, will it be one Slasher Radio Hall of Famer or two?
Ooh. Find out.
Slashers are coming up.
No. That is the Slasher Radio Hall of Fame. That's a big deal. Yeah. Al Bundy.
The Lord Humphrey Lifetime Achievement Award.
Which is also open for voting, by the way, on Patreon as well. So if you have, we were hoping for people like Wes Craven and, all these things. We got Al Bundy.
We got Al Bundy. That's right. Al Bundy was the first inductee into the Slasher Radio Hall of Fame.
Fucking believable, dude. Like, honestly, if this show, so help us God, if it ever takes off, we got to live with that.
We got to explain that to people.
Like, we have to explain that to a network of some sort or whatever, who knows what, somebody. They're going to have to be like, now, like the Al Bundy, yes.
Yep, Al Bundy.
The first one.
We can't even get Ed O'Neill on the show.
Well, to be fair, I haven't tried. Maybe we could. I don't know. All right. Last but certainly not least is EyeRChris.
Hell of a deal.
Chris, obviously laid to rest 2009 is the movie we're talking about. He put on there, let's bring slashers back to Slasher Radio. I kind of like that.
All right. And
he put before it, me sitting for a hot moment, contemplating his newfound freedom. Nice. Kind of funny. Yeah. Sweet. And yeah, he commented on his own post, Chris. It's a very Chris thing to do. And he put less than 5 minutes of contemplating. I've been handcuffed for so long. Oh no, she said I've been handcuffed for too long. And then Leah jumped in on that, Rob. And she said, how long is too long asking for a friend?
No, that friend is her.
Yeah. I mean,
Leah doesn't have any friends.
I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. I didn't say that. I don't believe that. That was Rob. Yell at Rob.
Come on, that's funny.
Weren't they dating?
Yeah, something like that came up somehow. I don't remember.
Weird question to ask your partner there, Lee. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I don't remember how that came about, but
something to do with sexy time with Rob. Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, it was some. I don't. It's right there, but I don't remember. I blocked out sexy time with Rob. Yeah. All right. So laid to rest. Chris starts off 2025 with the first Patreon pick win. Good for you, Chris. Bravo.
Yep.
What are your opening thoughts on this movie? Because when I presented to you the movies that we had up, you weren't thrilled that laid to rest. Were you mad Winnie the Pooh didn't win, or were you mad?
That was the whole thing. I was hoping Winnie the Pooh was going to win when you showed me the list.
Okay.
But I think laid to rest is fine. Like, what I remember about this movie is there was a big deal made about it when it came out in whatever year, 2009. Is that what it is?
Yes.
And I got it from, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, as soon as it came out on DVD, I believe Netflix mailed it to me. I watched it and I remember thinking it was all right. Like, it's fine. Like, I was kind of disappointed because it had a lot of hype around it and I haven't watched it since. So rewatching it, one thing I remembered rewatching it was there was a lot of talk. What a lot of people were really hyped about more, I think, than the movie itself was the effects work.
Yeah.
And the effects still hold up. They still look really good. I thought they looked good at the time. But the movie it's fine. I like the idea more than I like the execution, I think. And there were some things that were kind of driving me nuts during the movie. But it's okay.
All right. Was this your first watch?
No, I saw it in 2009 when it came out. Or whatever.
Oh, right. You said the whole.
Yeah.
Drink roll call. We do drink roll call for a reason. I gotta let you guys know what you're getting into.
Yeah, no, I did, but this is the first time since then. So, I mean, kind of like a first watch at this point, you know?
Right. All right. I never heard of this movie. This was my first watch, first time hearing of it. I had no clue what the fuck. And a lot of times with the Patreon picks, I guess we kind of look up the ones that didn't win, but if I haven't heard of it before, I just go into it. I don't look up what it is. I just go in clean, fresh mind, no judgment, give it its fairest chance possible. That's what I did here. Dude. This movie was a fucking ride. Mm-hmm. And my first thought process was, because it kind of had that low budget camera look to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like how the hell did this get? And then it started I didn't put the kibosh on it in my head yet, but it was noted. It was duly noted. And man, this motherfucker took off quick.
No, this thing it's going from jump.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm talking titties in the intro.
Yeah.
That was
credits
nice.
Are still rolling. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was, I'm still getting my shit together, man. Like when I got to situate all my shit that I just brought to my desk because I'm watching this movie and I'm still putting shit around, getting everything situated. And the credits are rolling. There was titties on the screen. I said, this is probably going to be a good fucking movie right here. Right? And it's a little batshit. Like, I'm talking first start of the movie. You're seeing these effects on these dead people and all these things. I'm like, holy shit. And then it slows down a little bit. And then, dude, it takes the fuck off with, honestly, I'm not talking textbook. I'm just talking visually sitting down, a viewer watching a movie. Some of the dopest effects I've seen.
The effects look really good. And they looked, I mean, obviously, when this movie came out, that was the big thing that everybody was talking about. And watching it now, you know, whatever, 16 years later or whatever, I mean, they still hold up. They still look, some of the best effects I've seen. I mean, they look really, really good.
Yeah. And honestly, too, like the effects themselves look great, obviously, but it's the little things they did in certain spots. Again, any new listeners, we spoil the shit out of this. So if you haven't seen Laid to Rest yet, definitely go. Like, not even, a lot of times we'll say that because, you know, we want you to listen to us talk about it. You need to see this one on top of that as well. So yeah, the scene where the wife is hanging out of the window and, you know, they're like all that, and he stabs her and all that shit. Dude, that her eye like twitching and it's red and it's rolling around as he's pulling the knife out. It's such a small touch, but it goes such a long way. And it had a lot of moments of little things like that went so far. And then shortly after that, you get that car window kill. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, that was really good.
Guys, anyone, again, who hasn't seen it, please go. Like, it's hard to really describe, because I was watching this and, you know, like sometimes I'm doing stuff while I'm watching it every now and then. And like, I was kind of multitasking slightly, and this motherfucker called, and I was watching it in Discord with some people. Like, they were like, oh, you're watching me? Let me watch it too. I'm like, all right, fine. Dude, there were people who weren't, they're not paying attention. They just wanted it on, whatever. Dude, I had to restart this fucking movie for Chris. He said, oh, I need to watch this motherfucker from the beginning. I said, yes, you do, bro. God damn. And I had to go back, and I was like, holy shit. And everybody started paying attention at that fucking scene. We were like, God damn. Dude, that knife came from out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, it was really good. I think all the kills were really impressive in this movie, and not just the effects, but the execution.
Yes,
the way that they were set up, the blocking, whatever, the way it was. It seemed like a lot of times they kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
which is hard to do because we watch a lot of horror movies, and if you don't do that right, we're going to see it coming from a mile away. You know what I mean? Like, I can never remember the name of the movie. There was a movie that came out in like 2019 or it must have been around 2019. That I wish I could remember the name of this movie. It was the most predictable movie ever. Like, as far as jump scares, I was like watching it in the theater going, guy's going to be in the window. Guy's going to come from over there. Yeah. I was calling it before it happened, you know, but this one, like this stuff comes from out of nowhere. Like, you're just not expecting it. They did a really good job with that too. And then on top of that, when the knife did hit, it looked amazing.
All of it. Like, there was nothing that took you out of that moment. And that's a really big deal, because obviously that's the grandiose, you know, you're doing it early, you're catching attention. It fucking worked. I had a group of people who could give a fuck less that this movie was on until I said, holy shit. I was like, wait, you guys, okay, you need to see this. And they all had the same reaction. It worked because it was done well. And then they weren't even done.
Right.
Then he slices the fucking guy's face off. Honestly, that was like you said, you didn't see it. Yes, you executed it perfectly. Yes, but you didn't see any of it coming. Either part, the beginning or the end. You were like, whoa. And dude, that, like you said, is so hard to do in this genre. And this movie came out 2009. We've seen a million horror movies, but you know, it's like it's. And that was at the point kind of when that actually, hold on, let me fact check really quick. Okay. Anyway, the point nullified, but either way, like this was kind of at a point where that kind of jump scare, like things were just getting redundant, and it just, the horror movie wasn't quite hitting the way it was in 2009. It wasn't firing on all the cylinders exactly, to put it nicely. So for a movie to be able to execute and perform at the level that this thing did, holy shit.
Yeah, I was really impressed with all of that stuff. So all the reasons that people were really excited about this movie in 2009 still hold up and still work today. However, there are some problems.
Okay. Like what?
I don't think, for the most part, I don't think the acting is very good. Fine, low budget. I get it, you know. But there's also like script problems. Like it seems like, and these characters drove me nuts because it seems like they could get away at any time they wanted. They just kept coming up with stupid reasons not to, which is fine. That's sort of what horror movies are, right? Like if no one makes a stupid decision, you don't have a horror movie usually, right? But they work harder to put in some sort of feasible reason why somebody would make that decision. This movie doesn't do that. They just decide not to. And it's like, why don't you just drive away? You know, it's so frustrating that it kept taking me out of the movie. Like it was driving me crazy. Like, why are they doing this? It doesn't make any sense. They can leave anytime they want and they're just choosing not to.
Dude, that pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. So I noted, this was my note. All caps, bunch of exclamation points at the end. Do not stop that car. They would drive off about a mile or two and just stop the fucking car. This guy keeps popping up. He's a step ahead of you at all times. They showed at the police station, all the fucking cops are dead. Everywhere they go, he is there or has been there. Why the fuck would you stop driving? Did I miss something? The gas was an issue, I'm assuming, right? They were saying, like, the one guy, the first guy, whose name I don't remember, but the first guy who picks her up, the bald guy, right?
He's like, his truck is basically on fumes, he says.
Okay.
So then the other guy that they went to his house, he had a car and he said he didn't have much gas. But that gas station they went to wasn't that far away. They walked there.
Right.
So they couldn't have been that far away. They could have just stopped, got gas, and been on their way. And considering all of that, fine. I'll go with you on that. When they get the killer's car, that is full of gas, just drive. What are we doing? Just drive.
That's when I took that note, too.
Yeah.
That's when I took the note.
You have the killer's car. The only car that he has is the one that you don't have any gas in.
Dude.
So you're good. Just drive.
You cannot, like, we're not going to sit here and act like we're getting taken out of a fucking horror movie all of a sudden because a car doesn't have gas or won't fucking start for no reason whatsoever. You know, like, fine. You have that one. You cannot do it 3 times.
No, you can't do it 3 times. And you can't do it because that's their plan. They're driving out of town when the girl says stop the car and he doesn't. She just gets out. But why? It's never explained why. She just says she has to go into that funeral home for some reason. But she never explains why. We're never given a reason why other than she just wants to. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And obviously the whole reason is because, you know, you needed to get the story of the little nerdy
dude. The movie
dude.
needs them to not leave.
Well, that too, but you also needed the nerdy guy to be like, oh, my mom's in there. You know, you needed, but you can make it make sense. Like that would work. You know, you can make it make sense. That would be nice. You got to do a better job. You got to do a better job of making it make sense. I mean, it would have made more sense if the nerdy guy insisted on stopping so they could all go in the funeral home so he could see his mom one last time or something. Yes.
That makes more sense than I just have to go in here, but I don't know why.
And then he's conflicted at the door, something, and like fucking anything.
Right.
Anything at all.
It was driving me nuts. I was just like, this is the dumbest thing ever. These people could have been out of here a million times already. It's like they're refusing to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I just cannot. That's the one thing. And I was going to bring it up at some point, obviously. And it's sad, dude, because usually in a movie that's heavy effects, that obviously doesn't have a huge budget. Mm-hmm. Those are usually the things that are going to take you out of it at some point. You know, usually those are the odds where you're going to see something and go, oh, that looked bad, or, you know, something, especially something from over a decade ago. None of that did it. And you just chose to take us out? Because you had to have looked at that and seen it made no fucking sense.
And we've talked about this thing, like this sort of stuff a million times. Like, I get it. Like, if you have a low budget and you have effects that don't look great, I can forgive that because you don't have the budget to overcome that obstacle. But it doesn't cost you anything to write a script that makes sense. You know,
Sure.
So when you're doing stuff like this, like, it just feels, I don't know if it's lazy or incompetent or what, but it just doesn't, it's like, this doesn't work.
Yeah. And especially when you don't have a very convoluted story. You know, I could see something, I don't know, alien, just, you know, something off the top of my head. Like, you have an alien in a spaceship and you're in space and there's so many things and restrictions and it's hard to do certain things. Like, I can understand things like that. Dude, you got a straight up slasher movie, all in all.
Right.
And you can do anything you fucking want. You got 3 people and a car. You can do anything. There's no restrictions on what you can do with this story. And these are minute points of your story that you are just not tying together. And when they got that killer's car and they stopped it and just refused to drive out of town, I was like, what the fuck? And then on top of it, to make it even more, this girl leaves these 2 motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Why? Like, I understand you have it in your head and you got something you want to get done and you know what you want to do. I understand. You do not. This motherfucker is lethal. He's not Ghostface, and I love Ghostface, but he's not no fucking Ghostface. This motherfucker's lethal.
But that's the thing, though. He kind of was like Ghostface, and the first like 3 or 4 times he comes at him, they end up whooping his ass. At some point, I was thinking, why don't they just fight him? Like, because like he comes after her and she stabs him with something, and then at some point he gets stabbed and shot, and I'm like, they're kind of kicking this guy's ass every time he comes after him.
Yeah, but he's also leaving a trail of blood in his way. He's capable.
He's killing a lot of people, but not them.
Yeah, and that's another thing, too. And this isn't like a huge negative, but after the whole, like, the kills that we talked about earlier on in the discussion, it did slow down a little bit. And that scene at the precinct could have been done better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking way better. And they spend so long in that portion of the, like, in between things actually happening. Dude, I would have been happy with showing him getting to the precinct, showing him just clapping cheeks left and right and more kills. And I don't know, maybe that would have made it more expensive and they wouldn't have looked as great. But you can get around those things with a movie. Like, you don't have to show everything. You could do a lot of stuff with audio where, you know, he goes stabs the girl at the front or whatever in the precinct and then walks in the back and you just hear it. You know, anything would have been better spent time than what we got with them in that fucking precinct, honestly. And it did show how that would have showed more dominance on his end, more fear for the character instead of him kind of not really being able to get the job done. You know, they put themselves in a weird spot as they started off hot, which I'm not mad at. And they started off hot with those kills. And they made it like this guy is just a fucking machine. He's insanely deadly. There's no escaping him. He's a monster. And then you kind of seen him very human.
Yeah.
Which I necessarily, like, I love Scream and Ghostface. Like I said, like, that human aspect is kind of like, it's scary because it could be anyone and, you know, all that bullshit. And it shows that you can, you know, it's not an unstoppable force and the protagonists aren't always in like a downhill situation. So it's more equal. You know, I just like that shit. But when you start the way you did, it's hard to fluctuate, you know?
Yeah. And that whole idea, if it could be anyone, I felt like they didn't play with that enough in this movie because he's wearing that skull, that chrome skull mask. And we see him take it off and put it on a couple of times. We never see his face. And there's never a situation where you think it's him, but it's not, or what, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like they could have played with that a little more. They didn't, but it was fine. I don't know. I guess it just feels dated with the video camera thing mounted on his shoulder at this point. But, you know, it was all right. Like, the time that it came out, that was really cool. You know, now it's like, well, that kind of looks dumb. It just feels, you know, dated and sort of out of whack. The way that the main girl was talking was driving me nuts. And I know she like had her amnesia or whatever, and she couldn't remember what words meant, but that really got on my nerves after a little while. Like, you know, it was just driving me crazy. And I'm not sure that we needed that. Like, I don't know the whole point of that.
I mean, she woke up practically in like not a lab, but,
Well, she was in a funeral home.
Right. But
she calls the police and they ask where she is. And she's like, I'm near the dead bodies in a dead box or whatever. I'm like, but you were in a casket in a funeral home. This is not that hard to figure out. So it makes sense that she had the amnesia and she couldn't remember what things were called or whatever. Right. But then it started to get really annoying. The further the movie get in, she's like, he's trying to make me dead or whatever. Like, that is not, it's just, I don't know. It started to get on my nerves. I understand why they did it, but it just got on my nerves.
But I don't even understand that. I mean, I get why, but just her not remembering is fine.
Right.
You didn't have to do, you're right. They didn't have to do all that, and it was unnecessary. And I don't know why they went that. Her being not full blown and bombed, obviously, because she's still alive, but they could have given her anything. Like, they easily could have said, oh, they, at the funeral home injected me with whatever. They must have injected me with whatever, and I can't remember or whatever. You easily could have got away with it.
Right.
Instead of, carrying on with that for as long as you did. I don't know, man.
Basically the entire movie, because at the end, the guy says they're going to go to Atlanta, and she's like, is that nice? It sounds nice or whatever. Like, she's never heard of Atlanta. And it's just like, oh my God, I would drop her off halfway to Atlanta. She'd drive me crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, this movie, it's weird. It's not too often where you see a movie do so well in certain areas and really, really miss the bar so badly in others. Like, with the effects and so many of those, that aspect of it, they fucking killed it. How do you drop the ball the way you did in the writing of this thing?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's all script, right? It's all, the script is the problem. And I don't know, because again, that doesn't cost money to come up with a good script, right? Like, I don't understand. I just don't get it. Like, but between like the way she's talking and everything driving me nuts, and the fact that they won't just leave is infuriating. It's like, it takes, I mean, that took me out of the movie just constantly. Yeah. Like, why aren't they just leaving? It doesn't make sense. Yeah. And they didn't make it make sense in any way.
Yeah. And they did that in several points, man. That drove me crazy. I'll admit. It's like, dude, just fucking drive. Like, you have a GPS, put in a fucking gas station and go to that gas station and then don't stop driving, period. But
then they kept saying like they had to get to the city, which was like 100 miles away or whatever. I think he said, or maybe it was an hour. Just, I don't know, but if that's all the further you got to go, just go. They said, they got his car, and I think they said it had a full tank of gas. You didn't get to that 100 miles on a full tank of gas.
You do not stop that car. You do not.
No.
End of story.
Not. And they're like fucking around trying to hack into his cell phone or whatever. Who cares? Just drive.
Your child has so much potential, but your local schools may not be right for them. Check out K-12. K-12-powered schools are accredited tuition-free online public schools for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. This is not your typical homeschooling. With state-certified teachers specially trained to teach online, your child will learn at their speed, at home, with innovative, engaging technology. Join the more than 3 million families who have chosen K-12. Go to k12.com/podcast today to learn more. That's k12.com/podcast.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains June 13th through the 23rd. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
You cannot find a phone, and I get like,
that was the other thing that I had a real hard time believing. Nobody had a phone, like nobody, just don't exist there. I mean, nobody. Because they came up with that excuse a couple of times. It was the first people, their phone had been shut off a couple of months ago, but they never used it anyway. Fine if you're talking about a landline, but then you would have a cell phone, right? 'Cause in 2009, I feel like people still had landlines. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I feel like they did.
But wait a minute now.
But even if they didn't, the people who didn't had cell phones.
Yeah, but see, I'm taken out of it a little bit with that too. And I don't know when this movie was supposed to be set. 2009 were Nokias popular? Because that threw me off too. I'm like, why the fuck they got a damn Nokia? You know, because with the earlier on scene with the, you know, that we were talking about. Hold on, popular? I'm going to look it up right now. Phones.
All right.
Cell phones.
Yeah. But nobody had a landline. And they go to the nerdy guy's house. He doesn't have a landline. He's like, who needs a landline when you got a computer? And he's got like dial-up access or whatever. Like, no, this is dumb. People, you know who really did have landlines in 2009? People who lived in the middle of fuck all nowhere.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. That's why it makes no fucking sense, because even if you're dating it, because by the way, too, the popular phone in 2009 was the iPhone 3.
Oh.
and when I was watching it, I was like, what the fuck do they have that for? The BlackBerry Bold, the Samsung Eternity. I was like, wait a minute. 2009 was kind of early on. It wasn't that early, man. You had
no, you're right.
So it must have been the movie itself was set in a different time.
Maybe, but they didn't make that clear.
And it didn't make sense, because everyone had a landline then. You did not use your fucking landline when Nokias were around, because the Nokias barely ever fucking worked. Because it was early on in the cell phone days, man. And you're going to pay for minutes? Remember the days of minutes? It just made no sense, dude. Everyone had a landline then. You did not. If we're going by, not 2009, we're going by Nokias and dial-up internet and emailing the police, which you can't even fucking do that shit now. There were so many holes.
You've got a serial killer chasing you down, and you're going to send the sheriff an email. Come on.
Believe that shit? You believe that shit? It really, really, really made no fucking sense. And it took me out of it big time, because, like you said, no one didn't have a landline back in those days, because that was the real reliable way of talking to people.
Right. Especially people who lived out in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly.
Then, like, you know, if you lived out in the country like these people did out in the sticks, you might not have cell service out there.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't be reliable. I mean, there's no way they didn't have a landline.
No fucking way.
Yeah, it just didn't make any sense. And the guy doesn't have a landline, but he's got internet. It's like dial-up internet. How's that working then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't. I don't know. It didn't make any sense. So that stuff was frustrating. The only other note that I took, and this is a small thing compared to all the other stuff, and this could be budgetary or whatever. The guy who gets stabbed through the car window, the brother and his girlfriend were so miscast. And I don't know.
Yeah.
If it was that the actors were miscast, or if it was just something as simple as like wardrobe. They didn't look like the Hicks they were supposed to be playing. You know what I mean? Because they were, because they pulled up and they started talking and they had like those accents and stuff. I'm like, this doesn't work. Like they don't know. Because when they first appeared on screen, I thought they were supposed to be like the rich fancy couple in town or something, with the way that he was dressed and everything. And it's, again, that's a very small thing, but it was something that I noted.
Yeah, dude, honestly, what we were talking about with it carried on to everything. And there was so many points of, okay, yes, they definitely should have just drove away. Sure. But any decision making that they made, like big decisions, was so weird. When he broke into that barn thing and she was in the casket again, and he had a bunch of bodies in caskets and torn up and shit. And he breaks through the barn door and he shoots him. How the hell do you shoot this guy who's a machine at a lot of points of this movie? Like completely deadly, entirely deranged. He's got, like, you're seeing fucking mutilated bodies. This is a big fucking deal. How do you not look for that body?
Absolutely. First thing you're going to do.
And they didn't even make it like, you know, where dumb people make dumb decisions in horror movies and you kind of it just happens and goes, the nerdy dude fucking brought it up. He's like, where is he? Yeah, let's check all these caskets first. Are you out of your fucking mind? You find him and empty the shit out of that clip in his head.
Yeah.
End of story. Or the revolver, whatever you have. You don't stop shooting. Ever. Just shoot forever at this motherfucker. And it was just such a weird point, dude, because they're just regular ass people. Like that is the most common thought you should have.
Yeah.
For a situation like that.
It's got a lot of script problems. And again, we're watching a horror movie. If people do stupid things or make bad decisions, we'll go along with you if you can at least make half sense. You know, that's a
time.
Just make it. Just give me halfway there, and I'll fill in the gaps the rest of the way. But this movie doesn't try to do that at all. It's just like, well, we're doing this now. Okay.
How many times have we sat here on this fucking show defending stupid ass plot points just because there's a sliver of, well, this could have, because you like the movie and you're willing to give it the chance, and they gave you something to use in logic in their world, no matter how ridiculous.
Absolutely.
No matter how dumb.
They stop that car and that doesn't make sense.
None.
I mean, that just doesn't. I mean, the movie, it's over at that point. You drive out of town, you're done, you're good.
Even at the end at that gas station, whatever that store they were hunkered down in at the end, they're just casually going around, looking through, we'll find this, we'll put this together. Like, how does he give, in what world does this guy give them that much fucking time? And they're just not worried and nonchalant looking around.
And then the nerdy guy mixes up some sort of super glue or something. I didn't know what the hell that was. Like, I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we're dwelling on the, because it was so glaring, but I don't want it, like, it was still an enjoyable movie. Like, I still think people should watch this movie.
Yeah, like, it's, all of that aside, it's worth watching just to see the cool ass effects. Right. And it is, it's a cool concept. Like, it's a cool idea for the killer looks cool. I mean, he's got that stupid camera on his shoulder and that looks dated or whatever. And it does look kind of dumb now, but at the time, I'm sure it looked really menacing, you know? But it's a cool, like, core idea.
Okay. I was going to ask you about that. The killer's appearance. So you liked it? I mean, other than the camera, but what'd you think?
I mean, take the camera off and I think it looks super cool, right? Because he's like a guy in a black suit and everything. And then he's got that chrome skull on. Like, I think it looks cool.
Yeah. I wasn't in love with it. Like, I didn't hate it. Like, I didn't. And I say it all the time, especially in slasher movies. If you're going to try and do something different and give me a different kind of appearance for a killer, I'm here for it. Let's see what you got. I'm down. But I don't know. He looked more like a hitman. Like, I couldn't quite tell what they were going for.
I mean, and I think that's kind of why I liked it, though. Is he does kind of look like a hitman. You're right. But I think that makes him look cool because, I mean, they could have made him some like hillbilly from out of the swamp or whatever. But we've seen that 1,000 times.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted that.
Yeah. So do something different. You know, put him in a cool looking suit. You give him a cool looking car to drive around in.
Yeah,
even the mask I think looks pretty cool. The only thing I didn't like was that stupid camera on his shoulder. Between the camera and the mask, he looked like Terminator. He does have a little bit of that Terminator. Yeah, but but I do think without the camera, it would look a lot cooler. Yeah, and look, man, kudos to them as well for being ahead of the time because we mentioned the iPhone 3 being the cell phone of popularity at that in 2009, but recording and videoing and all those things, that wasn't super popular. They were way ahead of their time. When you think about it, this is a couple of years before Scream 4, which was kind of the thing in Scream 4. Remember, he was trying to record the murders and stuff. Yeah. They were way ahead. Yeah. Scream 4 stole that from this movie. Scream 4 used that from society. But that's the thing. These guys were ahead of that. Yeah. And I mean, they went about it in a weird way, sure, but Scream 4 had the advantage because Scream 4 came out in 2011. Dude, 2 years in technology, especially around that time, there was a new iPhone every fucking year and all this shit. You had the little things where you could put on the headset and it had a camera. They didn't have that in 2009. I mean, and if they did, it was scarce. Like in 2011, it was common. They were also talking about live streaming stuff in Scream 4 and everything and recording it almost basically on the cloud and stuff. I mean, this guy's got a video camera like with little actual tapes, hooked to his shoulder. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not knocking him for that. Like at least they tried that was the technology at the time, right? Like, what are you going to do? I mean, it's just what it was. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of creativity would have went a long way with it. There was a brief window where that was the cutting edge technology and they hit it. I mean, yeah, I still wish they would have tried to be creative with it. Cause dude, we've seen a lot of things fucking,
what was that movie that you didn't fucking like? It had Fangoria magazine in it. It was the video game reality thing. I don't remember.
Oh, that game. Oh, God. Yeah. What was the name? It's a dumb movie. He's got a stupid name, too.
It's a very good movie. I forget the name. But, they played with things and kind of got creative, and some of it didn't make total sense. But at least they tried to do something different. If they would have tried to do something different for this guy, and even if it looked a little dumb, because this looked fucking dumb, too. So, I mean, you still how much dumb could you look? If you would have did something different other than strapping the fucking camera on his forehead, you might have had something cool that would have looked less dumb. I don't know. But it's still all in all, his appearance, I guess I can land on because I didn't hate it. But it also didn't exactly win me over. Maybe it was the camera that just turned me off. Because every time I was like, God damn stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all in all, I don't think I had any other notes that were really.
No, I mean, the only other thing that was kind of, I don't know, weird about this movie was like, it seemed like they were hinting at like some bigger picture things that were happening with the killer, but we never got any answers about that. Like, the funeral director guy was like screaming about getting the bodies off his land, and he was going to call Tate, and Tate said he'd be down here tomorrow. Whoever the hell Tate is, we never find out anything about that.
Yeah.
Like it sort of hinted at like some sort of larger organization at play or something, but we get no information about that at all. It just sort of dies there. And that was sort of weird.
And if we got a little more on that, the outfit might have made more sense. And
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. That's the thing too. Even in the end with the reveal of who this girl was, the, main protagonist in this, forget her name, drink roll call.
They just call her Princess.
Oh, right. Yeah. The reveal of who she is, and he found her because she was some hooker. And look, if I'm in a situation like that, even from the beginning, if I wake up in step one, like beginning of the movie, if I wake up in a coffin, I don't give a fuck who knows I'm a hooker. Right. Like, I will tell you what happened, everything that happened, and we're going to find this motherfucker and put him in jail. I didn't think that was big enough stakes. It kind of fell a little flat with that being the reveal of what it was. But at that point, you were seeing so many fucking kills, inflated, exploding faces, and all of these things. And I don't know. But that all goes to writing as well. So again, that's really the downfall. Honestly, we say it all the time. All these fucking remakes, they remake it, they remake fucking, all these things that Candyman and all these things that don't need fucking remakes. Right. Why don't you take a movie like this that had a dope concept, really expand on some of the stuff, get back to the basics with really good practical effect kills, and make, tighten up that story and really give it a true story. And those are the movies that need remakes. I would love to see a remake of this movie.
Yeah, somebody reboot right. Chrome Skull.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Also, his knife, talking about his appearance, that knife was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good looking knife.
That thing was fucking, that holes in it, jagged in certain ways. Look, fucking, what? That thing looked like it did damage.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Anyway, do you have anything else on this thing?
No.
This is honestly one of those movies where you kind of have to see it.
I think so. I mean, it is at its core, it's a very simple movie. Right. Yeah. Like, it's a pretty simple slasher movie.
It's hard to explain certain shit. Like they need to experience it, and everything we say will make perfect fucking sense.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You two will get frustrated when they stop the car.
Why the fuck can you stop that? One of my notes I seen one of the other ones when they were trying to guess the password on like the third, fourth time they stopped the fucking car in the middle of nowhere. Where to go? Okay. Phone password. What do we do? Do not stop. What you don't do is stop that fucking car. That's what you don't do. That's my note.
The person in the back seat can continue punching in passwords while you're driving just as easily as if you stop.
1,000,000%. And the last thing I have is the note, because this pissed me off as well. That kid at the gas station shop, whatever the hell they were at the end, He goes out to handle business with that shotgun. If you see a dude turn around, you know it's an aggressive situation going. You see a dude turn around with a camera on his shoulder and that fucking chrome mask and a knife, you shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, that kid didn't do much of anything. Just stood there holding the gun until he got killed.
You shoot. And he's yelling at the motherfucker. You think I won't get? I yelled at my screen. No, motherfucker, you're not. You're being a bitch. Shoot him or don't. Or go back inside. Like, God damn it, man. That pissed me off. But then everyone else goes inside. No one grabbed that kid's shotgun off the fucking ground.
I thought the same thing. Nobody grabbed the gun. You got to be kidding me.
How many times did how many people walked by that gun on the ground? How many times? And didn't think to pick up something that'll take the guy's torso off. Are you kidding me? This movie was really good, but God, this might be the most frustrating good movie I've ever watched. Honestly. Chris, how'd you manage this one? This is wild. All right. Are you ready to pour into me this thing?
I got some facts.
Right. Yeah. Fuck me. Facts. Yes.
I do have some facts. I could not find a budget anywhere for this thing. It did apparently get a limited box office release or a movie release or theater release, but I couldn't find any information on that either. My guess is it didn't take too much money into the box office. And also my guess is it didn't cost too much money to make, but I couldn't find that info anywhere. Mikey, we have a danza.
Are you fucking kidding?
Anthony Fitzgerald plays the character of Anthony in this film. We've got ourselves a danza.
Wait a minute. What?
Anthony Fitzgerald plays the character of Anthony in the movie.
So hold on. What are the rules of this stupid ass danza? I told you not to do this anymore.
It's when an actor plays a character that has the same name they do.
Fucking stupid.
That's called a danza because Tony Danza always played characters named Tony.
Fucking stupid. Chris. Is that why you picked this movie? I want you to report back, Chris. I will not. This is not one of the questions that will go overlooked. I want to know if that's why you picked this movie.
Did Chris know there was a danza? Interesting. I don't know.
Did he know it was a danza? Is that why you did it? How much did it weigh into your decision? Was this premeditated what you did just now? And if not, all forgiven. But if so, that's fucked up.
So other than the danza, though, a majority of the principal photography occurred in southern Maryland, notably at the state-owned abandoned Crownsville Hospital Center near Annapolis.
I wish you could have seen my face when you said Maryland. Weird place to film.
Yeah, it is. And the only other thing I could find was that this film has been followed by a sequel titled Chrome Skull Laid to Rest 2, and there's been talk of a third film, but so far it hasn't happened.
I'd be interested in looking into it, man. Honestly. And
I've seen Chrome Skull, the second one also, and I don't remember a thing about it.
Oh, boy.
I didn't remember anything about this one either, though, to be honest with you. Like, I remembered this one more just because it was kind of hyped when it came out. And so I was excited to see it. But I didn't really remember much about the movie, and I don't remember anything about Chrome Skull. So I don't know if it's good or bad. I have no clue.
Yeah. And a movie like this, if I'm going to look into the sequel, I want to see what characters are in it, if any, from the original, and directors, producers. That's the part. You know, I want to look into those things beforehand, just so I know to go in and what to expect, and I'm not too let down. Because look, even if you go into this movie and you just get the kills that you got, you still got a pretty good deal.
But I can tell you that the sequel has Brian Austin Green and Danielle Harris in it.
Danielle Harris.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And it does look like that it at least starts with the two surviving characters from this film.
Interesting. Okay. I'd give it a go.
Yeah.
All right, Rob. You got your scores ready?
Yeah. So the movie is, I think, it's worth watching, and it's mostly worth watching, though, just to see the awesome effects and the cool kills. The story is not exactly, breaking any new ground when it comes to slasher movies, which is fine. Slashers don't have to. But it's not trying to. But boy, you're going to get frustrated. I mean, there's just some stuff that they could have convinced you to overlook, but they don't even try. And so it's impossible to overlook it. It is a very frustrating watch from that respect. I gave it a 5.8.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah. I mean, I did like this movie, but man, I just couldn't get over those hurdles. It just drive the fucking car. What are we doing?
Okay. Yeah, we're in different spots here, man. I gave this, and I don't normally do this. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I did a couple weeks ago. All right. So I have done this before. I'm going to give this movie a flat 7.5. And I do that because I feel like this should be seen. And I also feel like it's a slasher. Like this thing, it didn't get too smart with the story, but it didn't get too crazy with the story either, and the writing and all that stuff. So I feel like this is a straight slasher. Yes, you could have done a lot of things differently to tighten up loose ends, and those would have went such a long way with this movie. But I feel like slashers are meant to be a good time. You're meant to enjoy them. They're meant to have crazy kills, and that's what it's supposed to be at its core. That is not an excuse to just do whatever the fuck you want willy-nilly and make shit not make sense. I will admit that 100%. But at the same time, I feel like there's like slasher radio approval are movies that we think people should see is really like at its core. And honestly, like I think it was that good. I feel like it had a good flow. It did slow down here and there at certain points, but all in all, I think it had a really good, 7.5, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wish I could have gotten there with it. I just couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, that shit's annoying. I agree, but
yeah,
it's
still... That stuff even overshadowed the effects for me at times. I was just like, what are we doing? Why are we stopping the car? What is happening?
I agree with it did it for me too. I was mad. I was yelling at Cressy over this. I was mad. But that's the difference for me. The effects did override it because it would do some shit like that and piss me off. And I'd be like, bro, what the fuck is this movie doing? But it would do some really cool shit after that. And I'd be like, oh shit, that's really awesome. And it looked great. You know, and it's like I would be kind of back in. So I was going back and forth. I was getting a little bit of whiplash a little bit going back and forth with it like that. But honestly, it didn't have too many dry spots. And I don't know, it was an enjoyable watch, man. Like I would 100% watch this again. It grossed me out. Another thing that really, this sounds small, but in the beginning, those first two kills we were talking about, the crazy one with the knife coming out of nowhere and the wife that is hanging out of the window and he's got her. When the girlfriend to the guy that died in the window with the knife coming out of nowhere, she's running and she gets to the window where the first wife was killed and she's hanging out the window with her fucking hands tied behind her back. And dude, that shit looked crazy. Like it had moments like that where it was high level darkness. And like it's 7.5, man. All right. Shame on you, honestly.
I'm fine with it. I'm going to sleep well.
All right, Rob. Slasher Radio on everything. Patreon.com/Slasher Radio. First and foremost, go support the show. We've got a bunch of new patrons. Honestly, I've been thinking about doing a giveaway. Bought 5 Funko Pops.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why I did, but I just couldn't help myself when I did. I bought 5 Funko Pops. So I was looking and I might do like a Funko Pop giveaway for patrons only. And I don't know how fair it would be to existing patrons. My thought process, Rob, me and you will talk, this is an on-air meeting, I guess, but we'll talk about it later. But I was thinking about doing like the new patrons that join.
Okay.
Right. But I think that's kind of unfair to the existing. So, but either way, we end up going with this. You have to be a member of the Patreon to be included one way or another. Right, so patreon.com/Slasher Radio. Maybe I'll pick out a good Funko Pop or something like that. We can give away to one of the patrons. And tier starting is $3 a month, guys. Like, come on. For the Funko fucking Pop alone, you're making out a hell of a deal. You know, you got to extra show every week for the fucking tier 2 and up. Before, during, and after the show nonsense that doesn't make the show. All kinds of stuff. You get extra perks on the Patreon, and you get to support Indie Horror Sports Show. @Slasher Radio on Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube, and I think that's it. I'm at Mikey's Dead. Rob, where are you?
You can find me on Blue Sky or on Instagram at Radio Rob 123. You can listen to the other show that I do, the Nick fucking Woo Cage Cast. That is Nick effing Woo Cage Cast in your podcast players.
Hell of a deal.
We got a horror movie coming up on there.
Yeah, what was the name of that again?
Pay the Ghost or something like that. Never heard of it. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right. Slashies, night 1 next week. Make sure you get your votes in. You can't bitch if you don't vote. Good night from Slasher Radio.
Hey, Mikey.
What?
Have a very Rob day.
You motherfucker rap bastard. God damn it.
All the best with Slasher Radio Podcast.
You want the best for your child. K-12 can help them gain the skills they need to reach their full potential while giving you the support you need to get them there. K-12-powered schools are tuition-free, accredited online public schools for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their state-certified teachers make online learning interactive and engaging, allowing your child to learn at their pace from the safety of home. Join the more than 3 million families who have chosen K-12. Go to k12.com/podcast today to learn more. That's k12.com/podcast.
Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Right now, get a free select tool when you buy the Craftsman V20 2-pack battery kit. Whether it's the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the project done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tools shouldn't be. Shop Craftsman at Lowe's today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.